You should be in jail for defending terrorists, Huriwa tells Information Minister LAI Mohammed. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Prominent pro-democracy and leading civil rights advocacy group Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, has asked the security services to arrest, prosecute and jail the Minister of Information and Culture, LAI Mohammed, for appearing on national television to call armed Fulani terrorists as nationalists who believe in the sovereignty of Nigeria. Huriwa said the criminal act of actively soliciting support for terrorists offends the extant anti-terror law of Nigeria, which the Information Minister has breached with reckless abandon. However, Huriwa expressed consternation from that empirical evidence. It may take international pressure to dissuade the central government from going ahead with its entrenched active support for Fulani terrorists, going by public utterances of key officials of the current administration in Abuja, which appears apparently to be heavily sympathetic to Islamic and Fulani terrorists. Huriwa captured LAI Mohammed for his thoughtless, irrational, illogical and infantile statement supporting blood-sucking armed Fulani who had just murdered 43 innocent Hausa citizens in Sokoto State. Just as the right group said, LAI Mohammed's satanic endorsement of armed Fulani attackers confirmed that there is an official agenda in Nasir Rock to pamper, defend, protect, promote and sponsor the increasingly expensive terrorist attacks all across the country targeted largely at Christians or non-Fulani, such as Hausa farmers in the northwest. Besides, vexed by the recent massacre of the Hausa traders in the part of Sokoto, northwest of Nigeria, by armed Fulani militia, in which over 43 innocent traders were slaughtered in broad daylight, without any proactive step by the armed forces of Nigeria to forestall the massive attacks and genocides of Nigerians, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, said it would be difficult to convince any right-thinking and objective Nigerian worldwide that the current central government is actually carrying out any concrete and factual, verifiable and determined, precise and transparent attacks against Fulani terrorists. Huriwa expressed skepticism about the sincerity of purpose by the armed forces of Nigeria, whose hierarchy are compromised and are clearly working with convoluted and polluted mindset of according support to Fulani terrorists, going by their statements and inactions. Huriwa said that a statement credited in the media to the Chief of Defense Staff that the controversial defender of armed terrorists of Fulani stock in the person of the Kaduna-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Babubakar Gumma is doing his own part to restore peace to the lawless northwest state, being bombarded by terrorists, showed that there may not be actually kind of attacks by the military targeting these terrorists if the defense chief is the person extolling the misconduct and alleged criminal coalition with terrorists by Ahmad Gummi. The terror attacks in Sokoto by the Fulani terrorists has shown that there may be Nigerians that are being deceived by the military who keep dishing us tissues of media propaganda claiming to have decimated certain numbers of Fulani terrorists around the northwest and north central states. This may just be audio and deceptive military phantom attacks. Now, the national interview by LAI Mohammed has further confirmed the suspicion by millions of Nigerians that the federal government harbors terrorist sympathizers, including one that is a minister who was caught on tape supporting Al-Qaeda and murderous Taliban terrorists. Huriwa cited media reports that says the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji LAI Mohammed, has claimed that the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB and Boko Haram insurgents cannot be compared to bandits. Mohammed said that the bandits are incomparable with IPOB and Boko Haram because they cannot be attached to a religious or an ideological goal. According to him, armed bandits wreaking havoc across the northwestern parts of the country are just simple criminals who believe in Nigeria's unity and sovereignty. Huriwa, which described the minister's statement as criminal, disclosed that the minister spoke on TVC this morning on Monday. Huriwa cited media reports as saying that LAI Mohammed made the following infantile, senile, illogical and fallacious statement. Thus, the difference between IPOB, Boko Haram on one side and bandits is that while IPOB and Boko Haram are driven by ideology, a belief that they do not want to be part of Nigeria, bandits have no flags. Bandits have no flags. Bandits are simple criminals. There is no difference between bandits and other criminals other than their ferocity. Bandits have never said they do not believe in Nigeria. They are just pure criminals. Reacting to the rash of tactics official support to the activities of Fulani terrorists, whom the president refused to classify as terrorists due to the bandits' affinity as Fulani, rights group Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, said only active imbeciles that suffer irredeemable loss of sense, of thought and rationality would not by now have comprehensively deciphered that they are indeed official supporters of the armed Fulani attackers and terrorists wreaking havoc across the northwestern part of the country and all over the nation. These officials are both civilians and armed officers holding commanding position in the central government that is headed by a Fulani retired infantry general. Huriwa maintained that few days back the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, had erroneously and illegally said that controversial Islamic scholar Ahmad Gumi is playing his part to tame the menace of insecurity in the country and will not be stopped by the military. Huriwa said that the General Irabo spoke at a ministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, says that while Mr. Gumi does not work for the military will not prevent anyone from contributing to the country's security. Huriwa said the statement of a service chief amounts to supporting terrorists since he says he will not arrest Gumi, who has used all media outlets to canvass amnesty for terrorists of Fulani ethnicity, but the same government allegedly kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and detained him under dehumanizing conditions in the underground cells only for broadcasting messages calling for self-determination in Nigeria. So someone making broadcasts far away from London calling for breakup of Nigeria is now more deadly than battalions of terrorists wiping out the northwest of Nigeria, kidnapping, raping school children and wives of just anyone they can kidnap, and carry out attacks all over Nigeria. This type of jaundiced thinking only comes from a government that is sympathetic to terrorists of their own choosing and a government made up of terrorism sponsors. The riot group said to show that there is official lines to the active support rendered to Fulani terrorists, the Federal Attorney General, who is hurriedly chasing after the detained and dehumanized leader of the prescribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in order to jail him by hook or crook due to the hatred of pluralism of opinion embodying the campaign for self-determination. Had written to Huriwa stating categorically that his office will not prosecute armed Fulani attackers, I beg your pardon, because government has no case files on their terrorism. Few weeks ago, the National Security Advisor, retired Major General Babagana Monguno, has also supported nocturnal meetings of Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi and Fulani terrorists who kidnapped students and detained them in the forest. And now the Minister of Information and Culture, LAI MUHAMMED, has come up with his criminal promotion of the activities of herdsmen and Fulani terrorists, whom he said believed in Nigeria, unlike the self-determination campaigners like IPOB and Yoruba Nation. This is high treason. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen until I come your way next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.